In today's time, we are faced with so many tasks on a daily basis that we don't have time to actually complete. We try to multitask to complete these tasks on a daily basis. However, multitasking is proven impossible. I don't believe that multitasking is possible, and it's important to understand why. In the article Discrete Tasks, Switching, and Overload, a meta-analysis and a model by Christopher D. Wickens, who is a professor at the Colorado State University. He explains how they did an experiment where they took 30 test subjects and gave them each a bunch of tasks, and at the end of it, the results were that none of the subjects were actually able to complete all of the tasks, and that their brains were actually doing what is called task switching, which is where your brain focuses on one thing, stops, focuses on another, and so on. Many people would argue that they multitask on a daily basis. But what they don't understand is that their brain is actually working slower, and this is causing them to actually get less done. So today I want to explain how multitasking is impossible by looking at information that supports this idea. Multitasking is impossible. In the article, the pattern and loci of training-induced brain changes in healthy males are predicted by the nature of intervention by Sylvia Bolville, Samina Mella, and Bianca Beer. They state that studies show a decrease in brain activity in adults who try to multitask. A decrease in brain activity is due to the fact that their brain isn't able to focus on more than one thing at the same time. As I previously mentioned, their brains are task switching. With our brains working slower, this can actually lead to problems on a daily basis that can eventually build up and get us into trouble. In a recent interview with Judy Stifler, who is the men's department manager at JCPenney, she explains how herself and most of the other associates are given a large number of tasks on a daily basis to complete while they're there working. She explains later on in the interview that they try to focus on as many of the tasks at once as they can, but they're not actually able to complete the majority or even all of the tasks most of the time. This is resulting in them trying to actually multitask, which obviously isn't working for them. And them not being able to complete the tasks is actually getting the associates in charge of those tasks for the day into trouble. So in the long run, multitasking is going to turn around and not be so good for them. Although some still think they can multitask with their brain working slower, multitasking can actually make you get less done. Michael Pascu explains in his article, while multitasking isn't good for you, that people who multitask on an average actually get about 40% less done. So if you think about it, if you would just focus on one thing at a time, then on an average you'd get about 40% more done than if you were to try and multitask. So as you can see from the information that I've provided, it's a lot easier to just focus on one thing at a time than attempting to multitask. I believe that the information I've provided also proves that multitasking is impossible. So the next time that you're given a large amount of tasks to try to complete, try and just do them one at a time, thinking one of them through until you complete it, and then once you complete it, move on to the next. And who knows, maybe you'll become about 40% more productive in what you're doing.